the kind of end credits scene that fits into Natasha Bedingfield's Unwritten. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. Hello everyone and welcome to my review of Anyone But You. So yeah, I'm currently outside my local cinema. I'm about to go into the 12:40 PM showing, and Anyone But You is directed by Will Gluck. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Will Gluck, he's done previous movies such as Easy A, which I actually really enjoy, Friends with Benefits, which again, I actually really enjoy. He also did the two Peter Rabbit movies. I've seen the first one. That one was an okay time. So yeah, going into Anyone Review, I know that this stars Glen, Powell and Sweeney. I've seen the trailer. I think the trailer looks, okay. But I like a good kind of rom-com kind of movie. So will this one fare up? Well, stick around and I'll catch you guys after I've checked out the movie. Do you want access to early videos you won't ever see here onto the channel? Well, click the link down below in the description box today and join my Patreon with memberships only starting from £1 per month. You get so much extra stuff and it costs less than one coffee per day. And I'd also like to give a quick thank you to all my awesome patrons who help to really support the channel and who are also reaping all these benefits, so join them today. So I just got done watching Anyone But You. So I am going to say this, guys. I actually walked out the cinema with a big smile on my face. And of course, this is a rom-com, so it's going to have that predictability factor. Anyone But You basically focuses on Bay and Ben, who meet kind of in like a coffee shop. They get together like on a one night, and Bay walks out on Ben. And she kind of has bad feelings about this after talking to her friends, so she goes back to where Ben lives in this kind of like apartment, but she overhears Ben talking to his friend and basically saying like, oh yeah, that last night was nothing, and she went kind of nothing, but she overhears this, he doesn't realise, and then kind of gives us our plot of they now dislike each other because he thinks that she ghosted him. But they've got to come together as Bay's sister, I believe it is getting married, and it is Ben's friend. So that's kind of leads them ultimately in this path where they've got to go to Australia for this wedding, and they've got to kind of fake getting along and kind of fake being together. And there's other kind of things to it, which if you've seen the trailer, you know why. But if you haven't, I'm not going to spoil the full thing for you. But that is the gist of the plot. What I can say in terms of positives here is that I think the performances are good and they're fine. I'd definitely say the highlights is definitely, Glen Powell and Sweeney. They have good chemistry. I feel like they worked together well in this movie, and I also liked that they did kind of have the believability where, they disliked each other and then they did like each other, but underlying, they kind of still felt like friends. But I can imagine in real life they probably are, and especially like by like social media accounts and stuff, they definitely seem that way. So, I can definitely imagine like getting into characters maybe a little bit tougher for them because they do seem to like have that kind of, likability factor with one another as friends, so it's all good. But yeah, I think performances are fine. Supporting cast, you got like Dermot Mulroney, Alexandra Shipp, just to name like a couple, and I think everyone is fine. I can't say that any of them give like absolutely incredible like standout performances or anything, but for like kind of like a rom-com and for kind of just being like supporting cast where they're not in like every single frame, I think they do an okay job. The cinematography is really nice here. Of course, it is shot on location in Australia, and you can just clearly tell that it was shot in Australia, and it just makes that country look even more beautiful than it probably already is. I've never been. I would love to go one day, but yeah, it's just really nice that the on-set locations and of course shot in the country, I think just really help add to this, because there's definitely certain scenarios that our characters find themselves in which only kind of adds to it being shot on location compared to like a green screen or a blue screen, whatever they're using in kind of like Hollywood sound stages. So yeah, overall there's a nice message here. It's a nice kind of just warm, feel-good movie. There's definitely a couple of moments where I had some like really laugh out loud times, and there's definitely in the audience that I had in my cinema quite a few people that had those kind of laugh out moments, which is nice. It brings people together. Like a movie like this does bring strangers together, and that is ultimately the beauty of cinema, where people can just sit down, enjoy a movie, take it for what it is, and have a good time. And that is exactly what I had. Natasha Bedingfield's Unwritten definitely is stuck in my head after checking out Anyone But You. Now, if I'm to go into any negatives, yeah, I'm going to say, guys, if you're not really a fan of rom-coms, this absolutely breaks no grounds. It knows what it is. It knows exactly what movie it is. It has that predictability factor. You're not going to get anything really like kind of completely fresh and brand new, except for maybe, again, like a couple of bits of comedy. But yeah, you know, I would say definitely like a one-time watch. Like it's an okay time for sure. Again, like I left the cinema with a smile on my face, so you know the movie's definitely done. Not the cinema. The movie's definitely done something right. And yeah, you know, there's definitely some supporting characters, as I say, that they're fine enough. I can't say they're amazing, and some people might think, you know, like some movies they're just like comic relief or like a cheap gag kind of thing, or you know, like there's plot beats, you know, A, B, and C, and it's not exactly like it goes A, C, B and kind of twists its turns on this kind of familiar tale. No, it's by the book, A, B, C. So I guess like that could be a negative. Someone wants something different. You're not going to really get that with Anyone But You. But ultimately, I say I walked out with a good enough time, light performances, and yeah, I just think it was just an easy watch. The best way I can put it. So my overall score for Anyone But You is between a 2.5 and a 3 out of 5 stars. Are you going to check this one out, or are you going to skip it? Let me know down below in the comment section so we can continue the discussion down there. If you've enjoyed this review, certainly give it a thumbs up. Certainly subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. And until next time, I see you guys. I'll be seeing you later.